What is up, achievers? How is everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day. And in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the entire process of starting your own FBA business. And this is going to be a very quick overview video about each of the steps that you need to go through to set up your Amazon FBA business. So we're not going to be getting into a lot of details, but if you have any questions of a specific step that I talk about, feel free to drop your comments and questions below. And if you can, just also tag in the timeline or the timestamp which you are referring to, so that I can address you directly. And if in case I happen to see a lot of people asking about a specific step or specific part of the process, I'd love to make a video for you guys, and I would respond to each and every one of you in the comment section when the video is live. So make sure you like the video, make sure you give a thumbs up, and make sure you do drop your questions, comments below, because I'd be very excited to make more videos for you guys. I'm very happy for the love that you've been giving me. For the folks who are watching this video for the first time, who are coming to my channel for the first time, my name is Rish and I am an Amazon FBA seller. I've been selling since last year. In October I launched my product and it's been going great. I've already launched 2 products. The second product is in the launch phase right now, and I'm trying to launch 2 more products before Q4 this year, so that I at least have 4 products which are kind of like a good hit for me for this year's stretch. Alright, so let's get into the video and let me walk you through the entire process and give you a brief idea about how you start a business on Amazon with your own private label products. Alright. Alright guys, but before we begin, I want to clear out one term that people confuse a lot regarding this Amazon business. So people confuse Amazon FBA as the business model, which is actually not true, because Amazon FBA is not any kind of business model. It's basically a way or a mechanism for Amazon to fulfill your orders. Amazon FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. Alright, what that means is that Amazon will basically pick, pack and ship your products to customers when you receive orders on your seller account. The business model is basically called private labeling, which means basically you find products which are in good demand and are in mediocre competition, and you kind of like stick your own brand on it and you put your own label on it and sell it in the market. Alright, so for example, if you want to sell something like that, a lot of companies make goggles and sell goggles. So you could basically potentially start your own goggle company and put your own brand on it, and that will become a private label business, which you could actually service through Fulfillment by Amazon. And so basically you could outsource your shipping and storage facilities to Amazon, and that's kind of like what Amazon FBA is. Alright, so how do you start a private label business? Well, the first and the most important part of this entire process is to find products. Now, you cannot just randomly pick any product that you think might be a good hit, or you have a good feeling about, or you just like. I might like a lot of products, but I cannot really start a successful business with those products on Amazon, because to start a successful business, you really need to look at the demand of the product. The product needs to be in good demand. It needs to be in consistent demand throughout the year, and it needs to have a low to mediocre competition, because if it's something which is in high demand, or if it's something that has high competition, as a new seller in the marketplace and as a new brand, it'll be very difficult for you to convince the customers to buy your product, which is absolutely fresh and new in the market. As long as it's not as long as you don't really completely twist it around and make something absolutely new out of that product, it's going to be very difficult for you to stand in the market. So you need to find something which has good demand and which has less competition, so that you as a beginner or you as a fresh new seller or a fresh brand can start getting customers and start getting orders for your particular product. Once you have a product which you think is in good demand, what you need to do next is basically go ahead and find suppliers for that. And how do you do that? Well, most of the sellers on the internet primarily go to this website called Alibaba.com. I'll put a link or a screenshot somewhere below, somewhere over here. So what you need to do is basically go ahead and find suppliers, and most of these suppliers are basically in China, and I mean, it's not a surprise that most of the products that you see in the market are made in China. Because China is kind of like the hub for getting industrial hub for manufacturing products. So most of the suppliers are in China. So you need to find a supplier for that product in China who can kind of like make it for you at a very low cost or a minimal cost, and which can help you get good margins or good revenue when you're trying to sell this product on Amazon or elsewhere. The next step that you need to kind of like do is basically find a supplier. So once you've found a supplier, what you need to do is basically go ahead and place the order with them. And usually if you're starting your Amazon FBA business, and most of these Chinese suppliers know what Amazon FBA or private living business is all about, you might need to pay 30% upfront before the production begins, and 70% after the production is finished. And you could even hold this 70% payment even after until you get your products inspected by a third-party inspection company. So once you negotiate with a bunch of suppliers and you finalize onto one supplier, you need to go ahead and place the order with them. You need to transfer the money to them, which is usually 30% advance. And the safest way to transfer money to them is either through Alibaba using your credit card, or through a bank transfer, which is also called teletransfer, TT in short. And those are the two methods that I advise personally to send money, because it's absolutely safe that way. Also, I would advise to look for a supplier which actually has trade assurance option in Alibaba, because what that means is that Alibaba will insure your order as long as it's not produced as per your requirements. Not all suppliers have this option, some of them have it. So I would really advise for you to look for a supplier who has trade assurance option. Alright guys, but before you make the payment to the supplier, I must add something else. You must actually first go ahead and create a Seller Central account, because a lot of new sellers who are just starting out face different challenges when they're setting up their account in different countries. Now, to set up your Seller Central account, you just need to go to sellercentral.amazon.com, or if you're planning to start this in a different country, because Amazon FBA is available in UK, Mexico, Canada, India, Australia just started. So if you're gonna do this somewhere else, you can just Google for Seller Central with your country name, and it'll pop the URL that you need to discover to go to your Seller Central account and finish the registration process beforehand, because you need to understand what are the requirements your specific country's Seller Central asks for before you go ahead and make a payment to your supplier. So it's available in a lot of places, but all of these Seller Centrals have different rules and requirements for you to set up a Seller Central account. It's especially very easy in US. It's actually even more difficult in India, where I am right now, although I'm not selling in Amazon India at all. And yeah, so I would like you to do that first before you go ahead and make the payment with your supplier, so that you steer clear of any of the hindrances that might come ahead in your way to first set up your Seller Central account. This might actually cost you a monthly fee, but most of the times Amazon has some offers going on, so that for the first 3 months they only charge you once, and sometimes they don't even charge you, but otherwise it's usually $39.99 on a monthly basis for a professional seller account. And I strictly advise you to get a professional seller account, because that's going to give you a lot more features than an individual seller account. And once you have a seller account with you, you should go ahead and set up your listing. For the listing, you basically need a product images, descriptions, title, bullet points, and especially there's one important thing that you might need is GS1 barcode. Now you can get GS1 barcode on GS1's official website. I'll again put a link down below, or you can actually go ahead and buy them off other barcode providers as well, who buy in bulk from GS1, so that they can sell it at a lower price, because GS1 especially is pretty expensive to get your UPC barcode. But you need to get that, so I would advise you to get it directly from GS1 or from somebody who has authorized themselves as GS1 barcode resellers. Like, I had purchased it from Barcode Mania, and they seem to be fine, and I've been using their barcodes ever since I've bought them. I bought a bunch of them. Alright, so once you have that, once you've placed your order, and you need to give your supplier, I think usually it's about 4 to 6 weeks lead time for the supplier to get the products manufactured. I would really advise you to get your own packaging design done. Again, like you would need to do that before you place the order with the supplier. The supplier can give you the dimensions and the specifications and even the template design file for the packaging, and then you can get it designed through a designer on Fiverr.com, or if you know somebody personally who can help you out with the product design or the packaging design, you can get it done. And it really makes a difference if you have your own good looking packaging design to the customer, because they will receive that package. When they receive that package in their hands, once they place the order, they should feel happy about it, because if they're happy about receiving the product, even if it's from the outside, it will kind of motivate them to drop a review, and it will increase the chances of you getting a review on Amazon. Alright, so once your products are ready at supplier, you need to get your products inspected. Now, I strictly advise for you to get your products inspected, because you never know that something can go wrong and your supplier might be playing foul, although you should have already figured if your supplier is a good supplier or not by their communication and by their negotiation skills. But still, like, I would always advise all of you guys, all of you beginners, to actually get your products inspected, because it's very important for you to be very sure about what has been manufactured and what is ready at the warehouse or at the factory, and get a report of it. So I personally use a company who get it done for $118. Their price increased from $108. If you want me to link you with them, just drop me a message on Facebook. Again, the link will be down below, and I will link you with them so that you can also use them. And they charge $118, but they give a very concise and precise report about the entire shipment that is ready. They will not inspect every unit. Obviously, they'll inspect a sample set, but they will take pictures, they will click pictures, they will measure the dimensions, they will take the weight, and they will check the barcodes, and they will check the shipping labels and everything, and they will check the packaging and everything. So whatever details you share with them, they will go ahead and verify those details with the sample set of units at the factory and give you the report. Once you have the report and you're confident about what has been manufactured for you, you can go ahead and pay the rest of the 70% payment to your supplier for the goods. And once that is done, the job is kind of done. I usually prefer keeping the shipping part of the business absolutely separate from the supplier. Even if they offer me a shipping service or a door-to-door service, which means that they will ship your products after they're manufactured from China to US, I prefer keeping that part of the business separate from the supplier, because just to keep separation of concerns, because I think it's good enough that my supplier actually creates the product as per my requirements, and then I can transfer or delegate the responsibility of getting the shipment done from China to US to a different company. So I've got a shipping company who takes over after my shipments are done, and then they actually contact the supplier or the manufacturer and kind of like fix a date and appointment with them to pick up the goods from them. It reaches their warehouse. Once it reaches the shipment services warehouse, they again inspect the goods and check the labels and everything as per the requirements of the shipping service that they might be using. They send me the quotation for that week, because the shipping costs fluctuate on a bi-weekly basis. So once they share the quotation of the shipping cost, I go ahead and make the payment with them. And once I make the payment with them, they will again like fix a pickup date with the service that they are going to be using. Mostly it's UPS, or sometimes it's DHL. They will come and pick the products from their warehouse and air ship it directly to Amazon's warehouse, and that's how you basically go ahead and get your products into Amazon from China. Alright, so that has been taken care of. But when your products are getting manufactured, I strictly advise you to do a lot of research about getting your products listing ready, getting your images ready, getting your backend keywords ready, and basically optimizing your listing so that when a product reaches Amazon and when it's about to go live, your listing is absolutely ready and it's absolutely done in a way that that impresses the customer when he lands on the page or when he discovers your product and compels them to buy it. So you need to make sure that your listing is done right in the time when your product is getting ready at the factory. So once your product reaches Amazon, you need to focus on your launch strategy. Now what do I do? And this is, I mean, people might have different reservations about this strategy, but I do this personally, and it's kind of like very close to the white hat thing. So what I do is basically I contact everybody I know in the US, personally, I don't find strangers on Facebook groups or any giveaway groups. I contact the people who I know personally, who are my friends or relatives. I ask them to buy my product at a full price once the product is live, and I've created a private group on Amazon, on Facebook, just for this. But again, like, those are the people whom I know personally, and they go ahead and buy the product at full price and review it for me as soon as it's delivered to them. So usually with pictures, sometimes without pictures. So what this does is that I get a bunch of verified reviews to kickstart my listing, because it really helps for you to have reviews before you start really pushing in a lot of PPC, or basically ad budget, to get a lot of traffic. It really helps for the users to convert, or the traffic to convert, if you've got some reviews already on your listing. Alright, so that's something that I do. That's kind of like my launch strategy. Once I have a couple of reviews, I really go hard on getting PPC, which is pay per click campaigns on Amazon, which is basically ad campaigns that you run inside of Amazon to get customers to your listing. You could do that. You could even run Facebook ads if it's something that you know very well, but I would really advise you to do PPC anyway, because it's really helpful, and people are already there on Amazon. They're trying to come to Amazon with a buying intent, and if you can drop yourself in front of their eyes, you might be able to convert them if you've got a good listing with a bunch of with a handful of reviews to begin with. So that's the process, guys. That's how you basically go ahead and find a product, you source product, you get it manufactured, you get it shipped, you get it inspected, and you do the launch, and that's how you start a private label business. Now this is how you kind of do the basics. But if you want to scale your business, you need to really work towards getting more traffic. Alright guys, so that was it for this video. I hope this gave you a brief picture about how do you start your own FBA private label business, and I hope you can get started. If you've got any questions about any of the steps, put them down below in the comment section. I'll be creating more videos in the coming days, and if somebody else's question or comment, give a thumbs up to that as well, because that'll kind of like give me an idea about what is the next video that I should be creating, and I will revert back with my video link in the responses down below as well. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, keep crushing it and find the next product before Q4. And if you haven't seen my Q4 video, go ahead and check that out, because it's very important. It's gonna get you motivated, and you're gonna get right to your research skills and find the next product. Alright then, see you in the next video.